Hi, this is one of my most requested videos ever since I found this Indiana Jones themed train set, which I believe is the only one in the world. Click here if you haven't actually seen where I scored this for free. They were going to throw it in the dumpster at a local hobby store that was closing down, and I scored this, and I went to a lot of effort to actually take it apart and get it down here to the bunker. No, I'm not in the lab, I'm down in the bunker. And unfortunately, it has been sitting here just on the ground for quite some time, and I only just got around to actually starting to have a look at this thing again. So I just wanted to give you an overview. So I've got it up here on the bench in its original form factor kind of thing, because it is two separate pieces joined together. There's one huge piece and it's got a split across there, and this is the original arrangement that it was in the hobby shop at. Anyway, I've got it up here, so it's in a good position now to work on it. So I thought I'd give you an overview of just where it's at before I start with this thing, and I do have a few new things for it. So let's actually check it out, and I'll just recap. The whole idea was that it had 10 different indies on it, 10 different Indiana Jones, and you had to find them all, and you could play the music, and you could start the train, and you could do lights, turn on lights and things like that, and you could run the mine carts, which I've actually got going. I'll show you that in a second. And let's take a look to see where we're at. Anyway, obviously there was an indie in there. Well, you can tell what would have been in there would have been the big boulder, of course, and unfortunately that is gonski, so I need to get a big boulder in there with Indy like running out, so I need a new Indy figurine there. We still have the original Indy here on the bridge, and there's Indy. I think part of his sword has been chopped off there, it's fallen off, so, but anyway, Indy's still there on the bridge. Fantastic. There we go, we've got our alligators down there. I don't know. Anyway, they're crocs here in Australia. And the mine carts, wait for it, there we go. I've got them going real slowly. Let's see, you can see some workers in there. Maybe if I can get that to focus. Anyway, you can see the mine cart running over, and there's a couple of those. Here's another one, wait for it. Woohoo, there we go. There they are in the mine cart, and so that's going around, and I'll show you all that in a second. And you can see, like, there's a lot of work inside there. Like, you can see the lattice work for like the bridges and stuff like that, hopefully. Anyway, that's they're still going. So that's excellent. Unfortunately, we lost our plane here. It's gone. So it actually got crushed. Quite a few things got crushed, and this is like what's left of the plane. Maybe I could... No. I think I might need myself a new plane there. Anyway, I need to have like Indy running out of the bush for that. And we've lost, unfortunately... here's the waterfall that they went over, and there was actually a raft here with them in the raft, and I thought I actually saved that, but I can't find it, unfortunately. So they're the indies on this particular one, and unfortunately another casualty was the truck, but I'll show you some new stuff I've got in a minute. It was crushed in moving this thing, unfortunately. Did save a little Indy there, but he's just a regular man. He's not, hasn't got the hat or anything like that, so there's nothing really salvageable there. But let's go over. We've got Petra, of course. There we go, fantastic. And unfortunately, like, I need an Indy like riding out through the canyon into the sunset, of course, on horseback. I never saw that on this set, even when it was in the hobby shop. And Petra just lifts off like that, so I could probably install some lights and stuff inside. I think there might already be... no. Oh, yeah, actually, this button here was for to light up Petra, or the temple, or whatever it was, where the... it is actually Petra. It's a real place. And is it the book depository? I think it's the book depository at Petra, or something like that they call it. Anyway, here's where the Jeep was, and of course the Jeep just got absolutely crushed, and like Indy was like hanging on the front of it like this. But I'll show you a new one I've got at the moment. And what else we got? We've still got Indy and Marion tied to the pole there, and there's the Ark. There it is. The Ark did unfortunately lose its like, you know, the wing things on the top, the golden wing thing, so I've got to replace that. But I haven't actually tried out the floodlights. It's supposed to light up the Ark. That's why we've got the Ark switch here and the floodlights. You can see the, not sure which floodlights. We've got floodlights there, and there. But look at this. I mean, wasn't the camera like here or something like that in the movie? And it does actually look like the real thing. I mean, it is, you know, like reasonably close. It's really quite impressive. So anyway, those floodlights might still light up. This whole mountain actually fell off. When we were trying to move the thing into here, it does all come off, unfortunately. So there's lots of chips up here, and I've got some pieces, but it's going to need a paint and a touch-up. But thankfully, Indy and Marion on the pole, saved. Now, we did have the plane here where this did actually spin around. I've got the original motor that was under there, and this would actually spin. I don't know if I'll make it spin again. I'm not sure. I'm not particularly fussed about that. But anyway, we've lost the Indy there. We've got the big bloke, big bare-chested bloke who fought Indy. And, of course, we've got the Well of Souls. There it is. And with that one still actually works. I'll see if I can show you that. And if we have a look down into the Well of Souls, you can see all the snakes down there, and Indy is down there somewhere. We've got the big statue, and sorry about the crudity of the focusing on this thing. It's not the best, but yeah, Indy's down there somewhere. So that's all intact, and it still lights up. Cool. Now, fortunately, I'm not going to have to like find and paint my own Indies and things like that, because Hasbro actually released these Micro Machines Indies and like various things from the movies, and they actually happen to be pretty close to the HO scale format, because this is a HO scale train set, the 1/87th scale. They happen to be very close. And look what I picked up for a song. You can get these really cheap on eBay, and we got the original truck with the Ark inside, and we've got Indy trailing behind. So that is better than the original truck I had. Absolutely fantastic. I've got myself the tank from the third movie, so I'll probably have to have like Indy on the top, you know, fighting or something like that. Speaking of which, from the Crystal Skull, I got this rocket sled with Indy fighting this guy, and you can get these dirt cheap. And actually, if I need an Indy, then I can actually get it like an action throwing a punch Indy, then I can get it from that. I could just break it off, but I'm thinking about maybe trying to add a some sort of Crystal Skull thing to complete the set. Anyway, definitely get the tank. I can get another one of these with Indy fighting, put him on top, so that'll be fantastic. And I've got the real flying wing. Check it out. It's much better. Oh, this is like, yeah, a replica of the actual one they built for the movie, instead of the really poor attempt over here. You know, I mean, it was great that it spun around and all, you know, and they went to the effort. So, you know, Indy hats off. But yeah, it's not the real thing. Now, I've got the real thing. Beauty. Now, having said that about the scale, unfortunately, this flying wing seems to be a little bit off on the scale. Look at it compared to the fighting guy. It's a little bit small, but hey, it's the real deal. So, you know, I think it is much better than the original plane that they had here. And of course, my Indy looks fantastic, being dragged behind the truck there. And of course, I can add the tank over there, coming, you know, going through the canyons and like dragging across the the walls like we saw in the third movie. Fantastic. And yeah, I'm not sure how to integrate the rocket sled in here, you know, the Area 51 thing, and I don't know, but if you've got any good ideas, where to put it on this layout seems a bit hard. You know, we've got all the jungle stuff over here, Temple of Doom, original Indy with the boulder, and over here's a combination of your first and your third movies, so yeah, I don't know, do I have to make another section, I guess? Maybe. Anyway, the train is obviously going to be the Circus Train from the third movie, but I have not been able to find anyone who's actually made one, or, you know, I'm pretty sure there's not one available that you can just buy. So I'm going to have to look at the movie, analyze it, what carriages and engines and things like that, and try and paint them up, try and get the closest match to them, and then modify them for the train layout. At the moment, I haven't joined this back together, so this is where I had to hacksaw through the tracks here, but I can just join that underneath on the bottom like that, and then just add power to both sides, and as long as it's reasonably close, the train should go over that junction again. No problems at all, but I want to leave that split, because if I ever want to take this back out, then I've got, you know, I want to display it somewhere other than the bunker here, then yeah, I've got to be able to get it back out through the door, so it's got to come apart again. Now the thing about these mine carts is there's actually two loops in here. One goes around like that, it's just a wheel that spins around, and the other one here has another wheel that spins around, so there's two mine carts in there. And check out, I'll show you the voltage that it works at. Look, I'm at zero, like I'm barely at a volt, and you can hear them start working. And if I put it like, I don't know, 2.5 volts, it's whirring around. It's absolutely whirring. So yeah, it's a bit too quick. Oops. So that's interesting. I thought it'd work from 12 volts, you know, and I'd have it geared or something like that. But even at a very low voltage, like under a volt, and it's going around. It's got enough torque to make these things. Unfortunately, they seem to be out of sync. I do remember that. Oh no, there we go. They just got different rates. There you go. They were in sync before, and now he's further in front. So yep, they are significantly different. There you go. It's just a different ratio. And this was all originally like hacked together with little. There we go. Oh. Yep, drop a resistor in there, and that's about it. So yeah, they're just hacked together really dodgily, and actually, I'll show you over here. Let's have a look. Ta-da! Christmas lights. They are actually Christmas lights, just hacked together. Unbelievable. But interestingly, there's a wire that goes up into here somewhere. And look, you can see that they've put some tape over there, and I'm not sure where that one actually goes. So only one way to find out, plug it in. And if we hack into that battery pack, ta-da, look what we have. Fantastic. Look, they've just put some RGB LEDs in there. And, well, you know, separate red, green, and blue. They don't change colour, but it lights it up really quite spectacularly, I think. Like, it gives it that Temple of Doom kind of feel to it. I like it. Nice. Look at that bridge. Beautiful. I'm not sure if the colour turns up. I think it's better to my eye than it is on the camera. Anyway, that's terrific. You can actually see some of that wheel in there. There we go. Check it out. They've got another minecart down the bottom, so that's some nice attention to detail, and there's the other one that spins around. Very nice. Have not figured out what this wire does yet, so more investigation required on that puppy, I'm afraid. Now, it looks like the floodlights for our arc here aren't hooked up. They're all check this out. It's all about how you're doing under here. Just twisted together, not even insulated. It's terrible. Anyway, I'll see if I can hook it up. And sure enough, look, the 4 lamps still work. Beauty. Spooky. But unfortunately, I don't know where the extra wiring is for the light that lights up the ark. Maybe I have to install it or take the mountain apart. I don't know. So there you have it. There's just a look at the work in progress Indiana Jones train set. And if you've got any good ideas on, like, if you've got any good leads on how to build the circus train for the thing, or how to incorporate Crystal Skull into it, or whether or not I should. I know there's a few people out there who might think, sacrilege. I didn't mind it. I mean, come on. Like, the first act of Crystal Skull was really cool. So, yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not sure it fits in with the existing set. Could be extended, though, of course. Could be very well be extended. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Catch you next time. I'm here at Hobby in the Hills, or what was Hobby in the Hills, which was a famous hobby shop here in Borkham Hills that had been here for like 20 years or something, and it's closed down. They couldn't compete with the internet, you know. Well, okay, it's probably their own fault. Down, and I've scored something awesome. Let's go check it out. This was used to be a Harry Potter themed model railway layout, and it's just tons of stuff just junked.